Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Tyranny blind. Now, last time I managed to convince Reef-Talon to return to the Bastard's Wound, to assume the leadership of it, so I will myself now go back and see how things are going, because I somehow don't think that Jaspos and Wagstaff are going to allow that, but to be honest, screw them, because they are both dangerous psychopaths with a long history of violence. So
keep eyes and ears open.
So I don't particularly care. Oh yes, it is a four-man standoff. The young sage watches the growing argument between Jaspos and Wagstaff. As you approach, he interrupts the bickering with a cheerful salutation. The Fatebinder returns. Reef-Talon has rejoined us, and with all of her limbs, he glances at his fellow magicians. Something to celebrate, of course. Neither Jaspos nor Wagstaff seem to share his satisfaction. In Lexime, did you find any trace of her? We found her alive in the depths. She insists she will not return. I suppose I should have guessed that. You don't wander off into the old woods, generally speaking, if you intend on coming back. Unless you're you, apparently. Enough, we have more important matters at hand. The two men lock eyes as their nearby attendants and aides gather in close ranks. Jaspos and Wagstaff, as well as their assorted followers, all appear ready to fight. What's going on here? Just some long overdue sorting of affairs, I suppose you could say. The good Tidecaster and I seem to have similar plans for Reef-Talon, yet the plans are murder, and you're not going to get away with it. More to the point, the Forgebound Master and I have a mutually exclusive plan for the settlement. The wound needs one leader only. Both men stare at each other with sneers and puffed up posture. Nearby citizens look on in terrified silence, and the crowd bristles with violent anticipation. Be silent, all of you. Your words fall on deaf ears as the kerfuffle ripens into scattered taunts and barbs. Raise your voice. Silence. Your words echo through the wound, contested only by the persistent din of cascading water. You find yourself on the subject of scrutiny from every angle as the wound's denizens watch the altercation attentively. Yep, when Alpha to Kills in Shadow speaks with thunder, even mystics cower. I will settle this matter, and you will all obey my decision or face my wrath. Gentlemen, at this rate, violence is all but assured. Someone needs to mediate this dispute, otherwise draw your weapons and be done with this here and now. Wagstaff, Jaspos, and their respective backers shift about nervously, but none appear willing to lunge forward. Then we will follow the Fatebinder's will. Perhaps we can take this squabble elsewhere, away from the peaceful folk. I know a place. Reef-Talon has perched above to watch nest. No words will carry down to the tribe's ears, no howls or screams. Her large paw presents you a keystone. I will resolve this dispute, and my decisions will not be questioned. Each of you will gather your supporters and meet me there. Perhaps this is the wisest course of action. We will prepare ourselves and meet you at once.
On it.
So where do I need to insert it? Is it here? Teleport to Weeping Cascade. No. On the teleporter near the Master Wound's Forge. Okay, so it's the one here. Do you have anything to say before I go? You've returned. From what I gather, you managed to get on Wagstaff's bad side. In fairness, it's probably his only side. Do you need assistance with anything? I too have concerns for the future of the Wound, but I do what I do by virtue of not stepping on any toes, and I'm not about to start by angering either of the old men. You've probably noticed that both Jaspos and Wagstaff offer match to our settlement, and you've likely noticed that they both want the Bastard's Wound to prosper, that while they both want the Bastard Wound to prosper, they are long past working together towards prosperity. Wait, we've had this conversation already. About finding Reef-Talon? I already did that. Okay, this is, by all accounts, pretty weird. Yeah, I have gotten a quest that is already completed. I hope this will not screw the actual conclusion of the quest.
And hold a moment. See that?
The water tumbles over the edge and into the fractured depths. The position offers a fine view of the wound farm below.
Can't do that. Sorry, I can't.
Recently caught fish and the salty mask of Beast Woman's scent sent this nest.
Sorry, I can't.
Look.
The spray from the nearby waterfall blankets the overlook with a chill mist. Perched high above the settlement, a sizable crowd of Wagstaff and Jaspos loyalists have gathered in support of their chosen leader. The young scribe separates the two obstinate halves with his frequent but ineffective entreaties. Calm yourselves. We're here to settle a delicate matter. An impulsive wrong move shatters everything we've built in this place. Reef-Talon has returned. I know many of you fear her, but she is the mightiest of our settlement, and there might be more to her mystical powers. We've only begun. We don't need the Mother of Sleepless in our settlement. I say we end the old beast. Alive she's a risk, but dead she can be of value. The old Tidecaster angrily raps the damp floor with his staff. You're witnessing a rare moment. I agree with our vainglorious master of bragging on one thing. Reef-Talon's time has come and gone. She deserves a merciful death. Her service to the community has earned her no less. Her death will save countless lives and redeem this mother of sleepless of her shame. Well, no, you're both psychopaths and I'm not siding with you. Shut up. Reef-Talon, what do you have to say about all this? Beastwoman returns to protect tribe, to put an end to infantile squabbling. Fatebinder helps Reef-Talon find insight and a will to master mending rites. Reef-Talon can lead packmates in times of victory and tend to fallen in times of duress. Humans will step aside. Reef-Talon has returned. Indeed, the good Beastwoman's return could herald a better direction for the wound, something to carefully consider, certainly. He produces pen and parchment and holds them at the ready. For the record, of course. Fatebinder, how would you like us to proceed? Well, tell me your plans, but it's not going to change anything because I know they've been murdering people in ritualistic sacrifice and using their blood and bones to purify the water. So I'm never going to side with them, but I will let them speak. Jaspos, the floor is yours. Why are you most fit to lead the wound? The secluded refuge of stone is my natural setting, and I, the expert of all things stone, the natural leader. Jaspos smiles and begins to pace in a circle, taking the opportunity to address the crowd more intimately. Not a day passes that you don't set a foot on a bridge that I built, and to whom would I turn? Whom would you turn if these corridors began to crumble? The Tidecaster grimaces in disgust. Perhaps the Sleepless just needed to listen to you a little more. We've grown and thrived because I've had the vision to see us do more than cower in the darkness of the old walls. You haven't supported me in the past, Fatebinder, but I'm literally in the business of building bridges, he chuckles. I'm sure you have the vision to see that the path I'm proposing is the best for us all. His pen's feathery plumes carries furiously across the page. Forgive me, it's quite a lot to take down at once. Have you anything to corroborate or contradict Jaspos's claims? Yeah, a lot, actually. A lot. I think I'm going to choose most of those. He's a shit person. Overall. Not even just, even down to the petty details like this one. You claim a title that you haven't earned, and had me claim tools not your own. How is anyone supposed to follow a man of such deceit? Well, his composure falters as he clears his throat. Yes, I see myself above the state tradition of the Forgebound, and yes, I was not fully forthcoming at first, but he turns to the crowd. Have I not poured the fullness of my days into your success? You know I can be trusted. Don't let my personal squabbles with this outsider taint the truth. Anything you wish to add? Yes, plenty. Your decision to contaminate the wound's crops was petty and vile. Your leadership is questionable at best. A disappointing conclusion, I must admit. I've toiled long and hard for our people, and to see my work maligned when viewed through a narrow lens is disappointing. Our problems are complex, and they defy simple, easy solutions. You permitted slaughter in the name of the greater good. Your vision for the wound is vile and short-sighted. What? Why do you repeat yourself completely? That's a bit dumb. Anything to add? No, the rest is all about how he's cool or how about Wagstaff is more powerful, which I don't care about. Moving on. Illuminating statements all around. What of the Tidecaster Wagstaff? Do you wish to ask him anything? Yes, Wagstaff, speak. Explain why you should better lead the settlement. The Tidecaster's face tightens into an unending series of disapproving wrinkles, creases and frowns. Are we really going to do this? He sighs. Fine. Everyone here knows me. I've been here since the wound was little more than a band of frightened children, afraid of this new home of ours. Living here is a never-ending test. If the Bane don't kill you, the water will. My magic has saved many from the early stages of the withering rot. How many of you wouldn't be here today without my help? How many will be here tomorrow without it? Jaspos will fill your heads with some glorious future for the wound. I won't. I happen to have the goal to think that a simple, quiet life, where we're masters of our own destiny, is worth more than a mountain of rings. This family stays strong and safe if we take careful, measured steps and protect our own. Sadly, my past attempts at reason were unappreciated by you, Fatebinder. I didn't have your support then, but there's no reason why you can't change your tune now, if you truly have the wound's interests at heart. Noted. Have you anything to say about Wagstaff's account? Yes, plenty. You sent me to kill someone while withholding your true intentions. Honesty doesn't seem your strongest trait. So, I will lie to you or to anyone else if it's in the best interest of the wound. The old man shrugs with a scowl. A leader must be honest to his followers, but only a foolish leader reveals everything to outsiders. Your decision to contaminate the wound's crops was petty and vile. Your leadership is questionable at best. I had hoped for some surprise insight on your part. Even though you disagree with my approach, hopefully you realize which is the lesser of multiple evils. The pain you inflicted upon the beastmen was unacceptable. You did it to provide clean water, but it was a poor, short-sighted decision. Again, he repeats himself. That's weird. Anything else? No, moving on. We have heard from both parties now. Have you come to a decision, Fatebinder? No, I will not govern it myself. That is not a reasonable thing to do, because I won't stay here. I wander all around. Reef-Talon will lead the bastard's wound. The beast woman steps forward, hesitatingly. Is Fatebinder certain? Many human Keith do not accept Reef-Talon as prima. Wagstaff and Jaspos do not accept. Beast woman only wants to help the wound tribe, does not desire fighting among packmates.
I sure hope this is a wise decision. If we return to a den of sleepless, chances are we screwed up.
Yes? But to be honest, then, dying is always an option. It hasn't been demonstrated that the sleepless are immortal, and in fact, killing them has been taunted as a solution. So, if it doesn't work out, she said she will only try it out on people who would have died anyway.
If wound kin wish to live next to Bane, must have powerful Prima in charge. Beast woman is only proper choice.
I dare say she's probably the best hope for this place.
If I may interject, I must say that Reef-Talon has proven her capacity for leadership in the past. While I'm certain all parties present have their interests at the wounded heart, I dare say the Beast Woman is uniquely positioned to shepherd us through those strange times. Reef-Talon, you've gained control over your powers. There's no reason to be apprehensive anymore. Fatebinder's words are right. Reef-Talon has tamed mystic strength. Wound tribe will grow strong with mending rites. Scourge beasts and the outside tribes cannot harm wound warriors, with Beast Woman as prima. she stares down her rivals with a menacing glare. Blood feud between the Ocean Mystic and the Stone Smasher has grown into an endless poison. Her Reef-Talon will again hold squabbling humans down until silent, like unruly cubs. The Beast Woman rises to her full height. Reef-Talon is prima of the Wound tribe. Will fight, so that clan may grow strong. Fatebinder, I hope I've shown the court that I'm a reasonable man, but I must protest this decision. I find it difficult to understand how you can advocate on behalf of this deserter of a beast. She abandoned us, and now we're to view her as a leader? Let's not forget her penchant for transforming people into babbling, incoherent idiots. You would have us put this freak at the head of our table. I am sorely tempted to kill them. Because they are monsters. Like, how... You know, the Beastmen are a vital part of this settlement. And they've murdered them with, you know, sick levels of cruelty. Especially in Wagstaff's case. I'm unsure whether attacking them would be just attacking them or also attacking all of their followers. But maybe it's for the best, to be honest, because they are super pissed right now, both at me and at her. So, I feel bad about their followers dying, but they themselves, I think if they go, it's actually potentially better. So I will not suffer this insubordination, fall in line, or face a Fatebinder's justice. I did not come here and raise this settlement from its meager beginnings to follow the command of a Fatebinder and his flea-ridden pet. I'll be damned if my legacy is buried here by those without vision. As he raises his hammer, a chorus of readied weapons rings out in support. I wanted to avoid bloodshed, but I am truthfully grateful you forced us to this point. Conflict brings out the truth of a man, and you're looking at one that I'd sooner drown in my own excrement than suffer some outsider telling me what to do in my home. Cries of support ring out among his followers, who charge you with weapons drawn. But where's Reef-Talon? I had hoped at least she would have supported me, you know?
Right. Can't do. Right.
Paws are stuck!
You'll have to do it.
There's nothing.
Sorry, I can't. Will do.
I feel... okay.
On it. This is useless. I should try something else.
No, stop. I can't take anymore.
Mystics of stone and water bray no more. The wound is quiet now, but maybe Reef-Talon finds it too quiet. Tribe is weaker without the strength of crafter, of many things, and strange old men that gestures at the moon and water. The massive beast slams a meaty fist into the flagstone. Reef-Talon is sorry that mystics died. More sorry Reef-Talon did not eat their hearts and livers. Must apologize, have little time to discuss. Best warriors die hunting Reef-Talon. Best mystics no longer motivated by chase to make many things. Beast women teach, show new pack, and loom over lazy humans until chores done. Yeah, good luck with that. Like, I have a slight feeling that the settlement will fail.
Can't do that. Right.
Because, you know, I've killed a substantial amount of actual people here. This vial of crystal clear water is much more heavier than a vial of plain water has any right to be.
Sorry, I can't.
But I just couldn't see it with me just letting go of the fact that they've murdered beastmen, you know, by the score. Like, I don't think they would have just returned to peaceful existence, because they hate each other and they also hate her. So I think they would have constantly been working to undermine her. Which will watch over tribe. Woundkin shall not perish.
Right.
Yeah, good luck. All of this has left a sour taste in my mouth. This is a horrible place. Powered by suffering and death. She glances away, avoiding eye contact with you. Yeah, I killed her husband, so you would think that would be pretty painful. Reef-Talon's strongest Prima will bless Woundkin Hunts with strength of seed salt. Greetings, Fatebinder. I did not expect you to be back so soon. The wound has been mostly harmonious since last saw us. Okay, that's good to know.
I got it.
Good luck. I will be going back to my spire to research some things. Aside the road you spy a cart. The vehicle is abandoned with one wheel broken free of its axle. Several crates and sacks remain piled on the wagon, while a pair of boxes rests in the grass. Approach it. As you approach, you see the cart boasts 4 wheels, or did before the loss of the back left one, and a long leather tack, harness for a beastman hauler. One of the crates that fell to the ground broke along its edge, and fruits have spilled onto the ground. Examine it further. You immediately notice the sundered hauler harness, likely the result of a bladed weapon. The broken wheel too appears to be of less the consequence of an accident than human endeavor. The splattering of dark, dried blood across the boards cinches your suspicions that the cart came under attack. Yet the goods remain. If there is a fight, so be it, but I don't necessarily want a fight with the beastman. If, you know, I assume that was a beastman's slave that was pushing the cart. Or rather, pulling. Yeah, I guess looted. I've looted plenty of things. If someone speaks up that it's his, then I'll consider it. Climbing onto the cart, you begin cracking open crates, rooting through their contents, and bagging off dozens of fresh fruits and grains. You even find a keg of fresh beer. Then the first arrow strikes the nearest crate, and men and women in tattered leathers and tarnished bronze charge into the clearing. Is that the Vengeance Guard? Tattered bronze? Or the Bronze Brotherhood? Deft Blade. Okay, I have no idea who that is.
Creep softly in the shadow. Strike. Cure.
I'm not dead yet.
Take that! Right. I'm injured.
Wait for it. This'll be fun.
No, didn't want to drink this. I wanted an actual potion.
I'll omit that from the record.
Felt nothing.
Sorry, I can't.
Actually, I'll hire another person for this. Control stone atrophy, control fire. Okay, I'll get this one because I'm using fire a little bit with the Vengeance Guard spear, and I might invest into some actual fire spells for a change as well. Fancy a peek at the inventory? Now I know you're feeling generous, I can just see it in your face. What do you have in stock? A bunch of stuff. I will not buy equipment, I think. I will sell equipment that I don't necessarily find. Okay, the only one that's using two-handed weapons is Kills in Shadow, so to be honest, let's just compare what she has with the other things that I have. Mm, 3746 is what she's using. 3746. Less DPS, more armor penetration. Okay, and Lantry uses thrown weapons. I can sell this. So okay, this is better. 1014. 1014, it's just a repeat of what I had. Sigil of Life. What does this do again? Plus 10 to control life. To be honest, you might keep that. The difference in damage is negligible. He's mostly a healer, so screw it, to be honest. What do you use? You use a 200 weapon. No, but it's a magic staff. Okay. Damage arcane. Okay, so be it. So be it. I would love if there was a way to sort heavy armor, light armor, deflection. Grants invisibility. Okay, I'll keep that for verse. That seems pretty cool. Okay, additional deflection. Sure. It looks dumb. I'm not going to wear it. Can you wear a helmet? No. To be honest, the differences are so negligible. Penumbra, one-handed. Oh, that's an artifact. Plus 10 parry. Shadow's treachery. The primordial blade turns its victims' shadows against them, wrapping them in their own darkness and weakening them to their sword ephemeral rage. The time the target remains afflicted by this power scales. Your shadows flicker erratically in the one violet light emitted by this viciously sharp bronze blade, fluctuating between converging about as the weapon's length and scratching it, trying to escape its presence. No legend sings of this weapon, yet it bristles with sorcerer's energies that the sharpened alloy edge seems insufficient to contain. Perhaps the craftsperson responsible for this sword used techniques long lost to the modern smiths, infusing it with a power that might be older than the Archons, the Overlord, or even the Old Wolves you discovered it in. Oh, and that's circular reason. That's Lexime's weapon. Oh, it's an artifact as well. Okay, it's a thrown artifact. I'll give that to Lantry because I think it levels up as you keep using it. So I think it makes sense. I'll give that other artifact to Heart of Battle, one-handed, heavy armor bronze, sterile salad. Okay, you have a place for a trinket. Yeah, sure, you can have a cat. Seems like something that Lantry would enjoy. Okay, I'll sell some of my stuff. The inventory is getting a bit cluttered. Oh, okay, this is an artifact as well. I kind of, the damage is so-so, but I might give it to Reef to what's her name anyway, just so that it levels up. I'll keep the gems because maybe they are used for some type of crafting. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, do any of you give me any training?
Can't do that.
Tychon the Swindler. I find great heights suitable for one who deals in webs and whispers. It is not always about spinning in shadows. I see and hear much from my perch atop your spire. Shall I tell you the whispers I've heard? Found anything lying around that I would be interested in? Let me see what I have already. Oh, quite a few things, although mostly minor. Heard any tidings of particular interest? Countless. Of which would the Master Fatebinder like to know? How did you end up in Tunon's court? A word spread of our stunt at the Bastard City like wildfire through the tiers. For the first time, my name inspired awe and loathing in the hearts of men. Tychon rubs a finger over the blade-scarred lips, smiling fondly at the memory. After I spent my time training with Fifth Eye's men in the ways and means of my trade, but my hunger for rings has always held more sway than my fondness for bloodshed, so I carved a place for myself in the court. To win the siege of the Bastard City, you employed the help of a swindler to sneak you past a small contingent of Kairos' elite, to sneak you and a small contingent of Kairos' elite past the city walls, while Tychon delivered on his promise, ultimately allowing it to strike a crippling blow to the city's defenses. The going was tough and required several hours of stinking stooped trekking throughout a labyrinth of underground sewers. As I'm sure you well understand, my friend, there's value in those who can distinguish between the right and wrong ears into which to whisper, and there are many that listen to my murmurs. Why do they call you the swindler? An unfortunate misnomer, my friend. I am wholly and utterly innocent of whatever vile misdeed I am accused, I can assure you. The thief hums to himself with clear amusement, unless of course that vile misdeed might gain me favor with any current powers that be. And of course, there was that time I swindled an entire city out of her freedom by sneaking a Fatebinder and his forces in from the sewers. I profited quite nicely from that venture. How was life before the war? Not nearly as interesting, comfortable or clean. The swindler plucks a bronze dagger from the sheath on his thigh. He flicks the blade slowly back and forth, blade glinting in the low candlelight as he digs dirt from beneath his fingernails. I was bastard born and raised, had never so much as dipped a toe out of my city before my mother died and my aunt promptly kicked me out on my keel. I ran a short stint in the streets, but it didn't suit me, not having a bed, so I traded a letter of recommendation from a fine nobleman with a betting problem. That cost me a week of playing sleight of hand in the gambling hall. It gained me the entry with the sages. I travelled and it widened my eyes. I saw the Vellum Citadel before it burned, but eventually the sages found my methods too distasteful and I was expelled. It didn't prevent me from forging my writ of graduation, of course. The swindler flashes you a twisted smile. I see. I'm looking for a master merchant, someone with exquisite items. Then you'll wish to speak with Harhand Bronze in Letian's Crossing. I can tell you he has access to the best supply routes, though he will deny it in his death throes. Okay, I'll speak with him again when I'm there. What about you? Fatebinder, come take a look. The dirt-caked Apex local gestures to an old box at his feet. I've got a Beastman cub in there. I doubt that very much. You step and look to the huckster and peer down into the box. It's full of assorted junk. Nothing more. Before you can comment, you notice him reaching for your ring belt out of the corner of your eye. Well, that was a mistake for you. He makes a high-pitched squeal that echoes over the expanse of the valley. I didn't mean anything by it, I promise. I just wanted to see how many rings you had, so I could adjust my prices accordingly. Revos at your service. I've come into possession of some items that might be of interest. Are they stolen? At first, he seems about ready to spout off a hasty answer, but he pauses and reconsiders. No, not in the sense that they aren't stolen, but in the sense that I'm not entirely... He coughs into his fist. Licensed. Among other things, Kairos' laws of quota and sharing meticulously regulate tradable goods. Permits are issued to deserving merchants on an annual basis, but their allowances circulate by a design known only to Kairos and Tunon. A former wool peddler might be restricted to selling only copper, and the subsequent year trade fresh vegetables. I don't care. But wait. He puts his hands up. Before you throw me into Tunon's dungeon or worse, consider this. He spreads his arms and turns into a circle. We aren't standing on Terratus. We're standing high above any citizen who is subject to the Overlord's law. And this place couldn't possibly be subject to the same rules that govern down there. He stamps his foot and points to the land below. Don't presume to understand Kairos' will. I need to consider the legalities. In the meantime, I'll take a look at your goods. Fatebinder shield. Is it better than what I have, or is it the exact same? Oh, sigils. Okay, I'm super interested in those. I don't have this one. Or this one. Or this one. Or this one. Fatebinder Stannis Javert. The stone shield straightens to attention, surprise and interest lightening his features. It's an honor to meet you. He pounds a fist against his chest, back rigid with pride. I don't understand this. Why are the disfavored and the Scarlet Corps people serving me? I am a known traitor. Are they insane? Hail, Isolon. The soldier's dark eyes brighten with cunning. Perhaps you've come to me in need of combat trading. What were your duties with the disfavored before you joined me here? As a drill master, it was my job to train recruits how to handle the weight of our armor, how to swing a sword without getting your head lopped off. Usually the basics, but sometimes more. What do you think of Graven Asher? I'd follow him to the End of Realms if that's what he's asking. I owe him my life and more. The stone shield taps his armor with thick, dirty fingers, indicating a spot on his lower abdomen. Took a spear the size of my fist. That's when my insides fell out. I could feel the blood pouring out of me, leaving me real fast. That sort of wound, it's the kind men don't come back from, but Graven Asher, he brought me back. I'm surely impressed you survived. The soldier ducks his head, slightly abashed. You can be damn sure I learned how to properly shield after that. You sound pretty devoted to Graven Asher. Most served their commander their whole adult life, and I'm glad to say I'm no different. I enlisted on the 13th year of my birth. The soldier smiles at the far gone and perhaps fond memory. Mother cried for me. Show me what you've got. Okay, so we train athletics. I would rather train magic of some kind. Although she might very well train this. It's pretty cheap for now. It only goes to 75. Yeah, you don't need any of those either, I think. I would rather train some magical skills.
Feels good. Feels fair.
But it
makes Beast Woman's blood pump fast wire.
But I think I need the other Spire for that. Let us war with each other in the spirit of instruction. Sure. Wield your weapon and do not relent. If you are disarmed, you keep fighting or you die. That is the way of the warrior. Okay, are you using dodge? Kinda.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Okay, what about you, Fatebinder Kesper? Before you stands a wizened man in the courtly garb of a Fatebinder. He seems to be lost in thoughtful examination, his gaze scrutinizing the details of the spire. He shifts his attention to you after a moment, offering a wan smile. Fatebinder son is Javert. A pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. His bow strikes you as perfunctory at best. I am Fatebinder Kesper. I understand that you've reached out to the court for a trainer. I have been provided. Also brought wine. He lifts a clay flagon in salute. Well, tell me about yourself. I fear that the story is far longer than either of us has time for. He chuckles mirthlessly. Suffice it to say, I had served as a member of Tunon's court longer than most Facebinders, and I have earned something of a dotage as a result. Apparently, that now involves assisting the Kairos Forsaken Tears. He looks back towards the horizon, though this, I admit freely, is the absolute rarest of views. Wine? It's the North's finest. A large cart, or cart's worth of casks, required a team of 6 beasts to hold it, and worth every damn iron ring. It saves me from this. If it saves me from the sudden swill. He raises a flagon to his lips. What kind of training do you provide? Think of what I do as teaching an old hand new tricks. I break the pupils of their unwanted habits they picked up so that they might form new ones. Break being the operative word. He smirks and takes a swig of wine. Unlearning can be more difficult than learning. Well, let's start then, shall we? Excellent. Will I be working with you personally? Or would you prefer I tutor a member of your entourage? Okay, retraining. I do not need that. I have no need for your services today. But I'll keep that in mind. I will go to the other Spire to train other skills. I'll hop back and forth a little bit. And then I'll also talk with my companions and train the others. Because, you know, for example, Barrick or Verse would benefit from the combat training. Show him ancient parchment. I found this in the depths of the old walls. Another incredible find, Fatebinder. The scribe gingerly takes the offered document. These glyphs and here the grain of the sheet. This matches closely with the other documents you've found. Whether that means it was left there by those who created the old walls or by those who came later to study them, I would hesitate to conjecture. That's interesting, but can you tell me what it means? No one can simply decipher the texts found in the old walls. At best, few learned scribes can interpret the writings left in those depths to uncover lost aspects of sigils. Even that requires time and effort. And this is a particularly unusual specimen. These repeated glyphs might be some manner of mathematical notation, expressing the relationships between specific values. Think of fractions of a whole, for instance, yet they seem simply listed rather than part of any equation, at regular intervals as well. Please continue. It is fascinating. I'm gladdened by your appreciation. While there remains every possibility that there is some manner of ritual or mathematical proof, perhaps something even more mundane, such as record of accounting or a recipe, what the document most reminds me of is the notation used to record music. If anyone could shed light on this, I would imagine it would be the Archon of Song. If my inkling is correct and it is some sort of music, her special gift might provide insight. Were I you, I would avail myself of her expertise. Okay, interesting. I will do that. What's the status of research? Made great progress. Sigil of killing blows. Okay. Research items. Yeah, sure. We might do that in the meantime.
On it.
What do you do? I kind of forgot. Okay, I read that already. What do you have for me? I don't have anything at the moment. Check back later. She is training something? Shall we bend the elements to our will today, Fatebinder? Yes. Yes, we will. Glory to the voices of Narat. Quite the impressive tower you've got here, Fatebinder. It would be a shame if someone pushed you off the edge. The Blood Chanter grips you by the shoulders and tries to wrestle you to the edge. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's a stupid move. Break her arm. You manage to twist her arm at an unnatural angle. She grins at the sound of snapped bones and then headbutts you to break away from the fight. Dazed, she shakes her head to refocus, cradling her arm in her other hand. I wish I could say I've made worse decisions, but this was a bad one. She pinches her arm and squeezes her eyes shut, enduring and releasing the pain in equal measure. Looking for a spar? What do you train? Magic staffs and subterfuge. Yeah, don't really care about any of those at the moment.
Yes.
Yes, this will do nicely. A sage peruses the library stacks, rubbing her palms together with expectation. Clear your throat. Her eyes shoot open with panic, and she utters a quick incantation. Your vision blurs, and suddenly there appears to be several copies of the sage standing about, looking at you with anxious expressions. Some stand ready to fire off an additional spell, while others fiddle awkwardly with their garments. What are you doing here? Well, I'm sort of the boss, but Fatebinder Stanny Javert at your service. Oh, I'm afraid I only know you by description, and they didn't mean they didn't exactly get it right. A moment's patience. The assembled sages regard one of the identical speakers with expressions of doubt and worry. The sage waves her hand and dispels the copies, which spread apart like mist until a breeze carries them away. That's better. You'll have to forgive me, it's an old defense mechanism against the lechers who ran at the Velum Citadel. I'm available if you need me for some practice. What do you train? Gravelight and illusions. Okay, she would have used it if she could. What do you sell actually? Okay, don't know that. Okay, it's getting kind of pricey to be honest. Greatly increases the strength of a spell. Sure, I'll take that. Increases the area the spell affects. Okay, I'll buy this for now.
It's a tough job being so remarkable all the time.
Oh, she leveled up. Okay,
Sorry,
that's
I can't.
Super nice, because that means she can train Gravelight with her.
I've got it.
Hoo hee hee, haha. The Blood Chanter laughs and canters about, dancing in a rhythmless and maniacal fashion. What is this? I've come to help you, dear one. The voices of Narat told me to go up, up, up the spire and find the decorated Fatebinder of Tunon. Now here I am. She spreads her arms wide. I am a puppet, and my master bade me to keep you entertained, sharp and battle-ready. Would like to try your hand at juggling fireballs? Or shall we trade stories and cry ourselves to sleep? She folds her hands into a pillow and rests her head. Okay, I will exchange my companions.
On it.
But first I'll level up what I have here. What's the shield? I guess probably wouldn't hurt. Yeah, sure. I just have to remember to use it. Increase the range and crash damage on the trample ability. Bring down both fists on the target. Okay. Grants bonus damage to prone targets. It's also potentially useful. Laundry attacks his target with a rapid series of thrown strikes. Sure. Why not? Grants bonus to all shock and frost damage dealt. Okay.
My Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention? What can I do for you? If you would have me travel at your side...
I'll tack homeward. See you there.
At your service, Fatebinder. What do you need? And I seem to be missing a gang.
We'll wait for a short while.
Okay, that didn't work. I'll go back and forth.
I couldn't help but notice you speaking to Sage Garrus at your library. What were the two of you discussing?
This parchment found in the wounds might be ancient music.
Music from the old walls? You've got to let me see that.
Sure, tell me what you make of it. She pores over the pages with a critical eye, at times pausing to raise a hand to her lips and ponder. Finally, she nods with a sense of understanding and clears her throat to speak up.
I think your researcher was right. This definitely describes music. No wonder it felt so familiar to me. It'll take a little while to fully understand. The relationship between tones are universal, but tempo and volume vary. Just because the notation looks intuitive doesn't mean it is. If I'm right about what's on this page, though, it's related to that humming stone Cairn left for me. Not that I have any idea what that could mean.
Maybe a previous Archon of Stone wrote the parchment?
Or some musty old dirt mystic, like an ancient earthshaker. Whatever the truth, interpreting this may help me better understand my abilities.
She fails to hide a mischievous grin. I look forward to finding out what you uncover.
When I figure this song out, you'll be the first to hear.
She strides away, focused on the parchment.
Hello, Fatebinder.
She greets you, quietly face drawn, Her countenance presents a world-weary exhaustion.
What do you need?
Come with me.
Well then, let's go. If you're gonna teach me the wonders of the world, it's not gonna happen here.
I will return to our holdfast at once.
Okay, this is pretty broken.
Hello, Fatebinder. What do you need? Well then, let's... I will meet you at the Spire. There's so much of the world I haven't seen. Hello, Fatebinder. What do you need? Well then, let's go.
Like,
I will meet you at the Spire.
clearly...
Goodbye to you too.
Let's go. There's
This
so much
is-
of the world I haven't seen.
Yeah, this is... What? There's like 2 sirens right now. I hope it's going to fix itself, because I wouldn't like to repeat all of what I did with the training and all that.
Hello, Fatebinder. What do you need? Well then, let's go.
Okay,
Hello, Fatebinder. What do you need? Well then.
it's not...
Goodbye to you too.
It's not working. Yeah, and Verse is naked right now.
At your service, Fatebinder. What do you need? And I seem to be... As far as gangs go, I've seen worse.
Kills in Shadow is... Okay, this is troubling, to say the least. Okay, I will just save here, because I think here they are not yet duplicated. Okay, I will save here and I'll try training the others next time, because clearly there's something wrong going on here. So maybe I'll quit the game and like restart it, maybe it'll fix it. But for now, that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!